Welcome to the challenge review for the triple shot behavior. So where I left you off is that you are able to simulate collecting the power up using our can triple shot variable here. So when it's true, I want to be able to shoot 3 lasers, and when it's false, I want to be able to shoot just 1. So the first thing we want to do is always start off with some pseudocode. So as you can see here, we have our variable for can triple shot, which determines if we've collected the power up or not. And then I already have my game object laser prefab. So some of you guys may have thought to create 2 additional variables to store each laser. You actually don't have to do that because we already have a reference to that object to spawn. So let's write out the logic for what we want to do here. So here's our shoot method, okay? So inside of here, just to have some pseudocode, so basically, if triple shot, shoot 3 lasers, else shoot 1, right? Which would be our normal implementation. Our can fire and our cooldown system isn't going to change based on whether or not you have the power up or not. So we can do everything within this if statement. So inside here, we're going to have another if statement. So if triple shot, so here, if triple shot, can triple shot equals true. So we use 2 equal signs as a comparative operator. So if can triple shot equals true, then what do we want to do? We want to fire 3 lasers. So to do that, we use our instantiate method. We want to keep our center laser position. So this is our center laser. But now let's go ahead and add our left laser. So here's our center. We need a left. And that's going to be here, instantiate laser prefab. We'll copy that. We'll put that here. And we're going to go ahead and say player's position, but a new vector 3. And that for the left side for me is negative 0.55. And then here, don't forget your f because it's a float value. And then I believe we'll keep it at 0.88f, but I believe it was actually 0.06. Okay, so here I'm saying I'm going to spawn a laser at my player's position, and I'm going to add just a bit of wiggle room to the left and up a bit. And what I'll do now is I'll copy my left, and let's go ahead and create a right. So we have our left, we have our center laser, and then we have our right laser. And for the right, it's the exact same thing, just positive. So 0.55 and 0.06 on the F for the Y. Okay, so here the logic reads, if can triple shot equals true, we're going to fire 3 lasers. Else, we're just going to fire 1 laser. So put the instantiate inside of here. And then we can just leave can fire as is. Can fire equals the current time plus our fire rate. And now let's go ahead and save this. And let's test it out. Let's go ahead and remove these 3 lasers on our scene. And let's run the game. So currently, if we look on the player, can triple shot is false, which means every time I shoot, we're only going to get 1 laser. But if I go ahead and collect the triple shot by checking it to true, now we get 3. So here we have a successfully working triple shot. And what I want to do is I want to show you one more way you could have done this. Now, when it comes to programming, there's always more than one way to solve a problem. And how you solve that problem isn't necessarily right or wrong. It's just that there are better ways to solve problems. There are ways that can save you time and ways that can save on performance. So how could we have done this in a better way? It might not be the best idea to have 3 instantiate methods going on here. We're creating 3 objects when really we could just do that with creating 1 object. For instance, I know the position of my laser and what my triple shot looks like, right? So let's go ahead and set up, let's put a laser in here, and I want to get the position to where it needs to spawn out at. So which would be 0.08 on my Y. Whoops, sorry, 0.88 on my Y, which is right there. And then I also want to create my left laser. So this is going to be, we'll call this left laser. And that's going to be at about negative 0.55 and 0.06. So about right there. And then I'm going to duplicate the left laser. I'm going to call it right laser. And we will set that to the positive values. Okay, so now I have my laser set up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to create empty, or you can actually hit Control Shift N for a new object. And this is an empty game object. It's just a empty game object that represents a blank space in our scene. And what I want to do here is I want to rename this to Triple Shot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the position at 0, 0, 0, and I'm going to drag each of these lasers into it. And I'm going to rename the center laser to center underscore laser. And I'm going to select all three of these. I'm going to put it inside my triple shot. And now when I move my triple shot, you'll notice that I move all three lasers at once. So I've created one object that has child elements inside it, 3 child laser objects. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my triple shot and I'm going to turn it into a prefab so that I can instantiate it into my game. So here we've created a prefab of triple shot, and now it's its own element. It's very independent from our laser here. So I'm going to delete my triple shot from the scene. I'm going to go back to my code. I'm going to create a new variable here called private game object. We'll call it triple shot prefab. And now what I want to do, and don't forget to serialize it, what I would like to do now is every time I fire, if I have collected the canned triple shot, then what I want to do is I want to instantiate the triple shot prefab. So instead of doing all this left, right, center nonsense, I can go ahead and type in instantiate. And what do I want to instantiate? I want to instantiate the triple shot prefab. What position? Transform.position, my player's position. And I don't care for rotation, so we're going to go ahead and say quaternion.identity. Oops, sorry, I got some syntax errors here. Transform.position, quaternion.identity. Go ahead and save this, and let's go ahead and test that out. Don't forget to click on your player and add the triple shot. Now, if I were to run this and I haven't added the triple shot, we're going to get thrown a null reference exception error. So if I go ahead and check can triple shot and I fire, you're going to see that the console spit out an error that says unassigned reference exception. The variable triple shot prefab of player has not been assigned. All that means is that we're trying to instantiate a null object. So right here, you can see our triple shot variable is null. There's nothing there. Simply add our triple shot prefab, and now we're good to go. Now you can see I can fire 3 bullets. Now there is a problem with what I just did here. Watch what happens when I stop running the game. That variable is now unassigned again, and the reason for that is because nothing saves while the game is running. It's important to remember that. So now that the game is off, go ahead and apply your triple shot to the triple shot prefab slot, save the scene, and let's go ahead and run that again. So here I have a normal shot, and if I collect the power up, now I have triple shot. Alrighty guys, hope you did really well on this, hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.